Hey, Thrand here, and I'm here with the Sica, the Dacian Sica from the Thracian era, from the 2nd century BC up to the 2nd century AD. It was a dagger, a curved or sickle dagger, found in the graves in that area. So one of the things about this weapon, we're not 100% sure, and I've talked to Iamandi Christian personally. We're not sure if it was a weapon. Some people believe it was a close quarter combat weapon, maybe used unarmored. They did have mail armor like I'm wearing in the graves. If you want to find more information out about this dagger, the Sica, which is found almost in every grave, you'll find a man, a horse, and a Sica in every grave almost that they have uncovered. So they all have different designs. This one's very beautiful. You see the emblem he put in the blade. I'll get a close-up of that for you if you can't see it there. And it's very highly detailed on the actual Sica handle. They have different styles of handles. Some of them are a lot like the kukri, where they have a little niche in the center. This one's not quite like that, but it is designed to keep your grip from slipping if it was used to thrust with, or maybe to gut a man. This could have been to ritualistically kill people, because all the nobles and high-end warriors, all your higher elites, owned a weapon like this normally. It could have been used to sacrifice enemies. There is a record of somebody committing suicide with one. It could have been as an honorable weapon if you failed in battle to commit suicide and end it honorably. We're not sure. And it most likely could have been used for ritualistic dueling, magic-style ritual, anything that has to do with a warrior's ritual. And it was definitely placed in tombs a lot of times that might not have even been the blade of the warrior. So go ahead and look at the link down below I've provided. And I apologize for the camera today. Our main camera that had our good sound is gone. So I'm hoping you can hear what I'm saying. There's not a lot of wind today, but it's starting to rain, so we're going to make this short and sweet. And we're going to test this on an analog ballistics gel head that actually has been setting up a while. So if it can cut through it, which actually setting up a while, meaning since our camera went down, we didn't use it right away, it becomes even more difficult to cut. The analog head has a coconut in it, and it becomes more hydrated. It behaves differently. The gel becomes tougher, not easier to cut. So no, it's not deteriorated in any way. If this blade performs as well as the kukri, I'll be extremely impressed. Some people say that it has almost the same curvature, and it's a nice triangular blade section. So it's got a lot of meat to it, just not quite as hefty towards the tip or the same weight. But if we can get something good with it, I will definitely consider this as a weapon. Our little series we're doing is going to compare different tests with it. Thrusting will come later, and we're definitely going to be back with it with our new camera that we have coming in and new sound equipment. That's one of the things we're very paranoid is our sound and our video quality. And we have a camera coming in, a new one.
And I'm repairing the other one too.
Yeah, and we're repairing the other one. And also to let you know, we have stuff at Patreon at the moment. We have a new video that tests armor-piercing weapons against the Japanese Tosei Gosoku. And one of the weapons that's tested in it is the Falx, which did exceptionally well against the Kabuto, piercing it deeply. If you want to see the results of that, be sure and go by, and if you can help us out there and subscribe, or I should say subscribe, but give us a monthly donation, or maybe just 1 month to be able to see it. I'd be well appreciated, because that'll help with all the new equipment we have coming in at the moment. But anyway, let's get started without further ado.
Sweet.
All right. We want to start off hitting it somewhere you can see it. Normally I would not hit offhand, but I'm thinking maybe come in like we did with the actual Falx. Believe it or not, we use the Falx in this manner and hit the helmet. But let's see with the tip, since this streamlines the damage down to a point, and it looks like the tapering, the actual profile taper and the distal taper of this weapon look like it would be used as a point to thrust, and maybe ergonomically if you were to punch it, to punch out with it. Or who knows, we don't know exactly how it was used. Maybe it was used to gut a man.
I still think it might have been an assassination tool too.
It could have been an assassination tool. Caddy keeps believing that. It could have been used to jump up and cut a man's throat easily. The shape of it, or it could be something like a close quarter karambit style weapon, because we look at the karambit and it's a little hook blade, but it was used for close quarter combat unarmored. That's what I'm saying. But maybe I'll start off by coming in this way. And I'm going to try to hit point first, because that will maximize the force going into the skull, because the skull is very difficult to go through. I really don't think that will go through as easy. Oh! we've got a hole into the skull. I don't know if this is anything to look at. I don't know if we've gotten deep enough for blood. But I meant to hit a little lower. Still razor sharp. But we've cut into the skull. So no, it hasn't gone through the head that I can tell. I can't tell how deep that is in there. Can you tell if it went through?
Don't look like
Difficult
it
to
from the
tell.
camera.
Let's go ahead and go back. I'm going to try hitting it one more time like that, but try to hit a little bit lower instead of so high up. We want to come into the side. Ah! I would say that got us some blood. I am now seeing blood come out right here.
Oozing.
Yeah, that went into our skull. I'm just kind of sticking it in there to open it a little bit so you can see that that definitely penetrated.
Can see the blood coming out.
The way that works is,
do miss the other camera.
whether it went into the brain or not, since we're not doing Chuck Murray trying to kill a zombie, this man would be down, and if he wasn't out instantly with the fluid leaking out, this would be cerebral fluid. He would definitely pass out from the leakage because the brain can't handle losing the fluid rapidly like that. So yeah, if you can see the blood coming out, I believe that was a definite kill from that strike. The other one is into the skull, but I can't tell by how much or how deep. Might have underestimated it. I don't think it went completely through. This one I did.
Maybe.
You can definitely see.
Wait.
This one you can definitely see. Oh,
Can I?
yeah.
If you pay attention down here, there's a little bit of blood starting to
Yes,
ooze. It barely cut through.
Yeah, it did go through. So both of them were able to penetrate the skull. This is a big deal. This is a definite big deal. Thinking whether this could have been a historical weapon, because if it's got enough force with this hook design hitting tip first to pierce a skull, that definitely means it could have been used on the battlefield. I mean, maybe not
As
against
an
a helmet,
offhand
but
weapon.
against a person. Yeah.
It could have potentially been kept as a secondary weapon or an offhand.
Yeah.
A lot of cultures you find they have smaller blades that they keep for their offhand.
Okay, I'm going to try coming in from this
Still want my
side.
third camera.
Try coming in from this side, and I'm going to try to hit it more like you would an edge. Still point first, we get to maximize the damage, but I'm going to follow through as hard as I can and just swing through. Oh!
It's oozing.
Whoa! This is nasty. Oh! I am impressed, and that was what I thought wouldn't work. I came in with a cut, and we were able to pierce the skull,
And
cutting into it
cut through
with
in
the
here.
hook, and it cracked. Yeah, it cracked the rest of the skull there. But that means it pierced in. We gotta refollow this. It pierced into the skull, and that's what caused that crack. Come check this out. We're gonna follow through the cut the way it took place. Yes, yeah, that's definitely a kill. We actually made a cut into the head, cutting into the skull by drawing it. And that was me hitting high and cutting forward. I have no doubt this weapon has enough force. This weapon definitely has enough force in a cutting motion, just like a kukri would have, like we did in the other videos where we used a little motion to give it a little extra energy, and it's doing a devastating job. I'm going to try something different. I'll try coming across this way directly.
At least now we got a reason to remake the head.
I thought I had to focus on just the tip. I'm not going to lie. I thought, and no puns for Matt Easton here on penetration and tips, but I thought I was going to have to focus on just the tip to get something like that. I just used the entire blade and drew it. So I think there's something to the forward curved edge. It's allowing this to cause some serious harm. I mean, check this out. He's crying blood here. It means this went all the way through the skull and into the head. It's a devastating weapon. I know it wouldn't cut through mail armor, and mail armor was worn at the time period. They even talk about how they ritualistically destroyed the mail armor sometimes by putting holes in it, and the blades themselves by heating them and bending them like other cultures did at the period as like a ritual sacrifice of the weapon, or possibly to destroy the weapon so the person couldn't have it if it came back from the dead. But that is devastating. That is in there. That separated the skull. Check this out. That is just, come here, check this
Give
out.
me a second. I'm sorry, the frog
I
won't
just
get out of
realized
my
how bad it
footstool.
is because it went back together from the weight. I'm just going to pry it just a little bit so you can see. Yeah.
Brain's leaking.
Show the whole blood as it drips down. Yeah. It's definitely a damaging weapon. I'm glad we're testing it today.
I just wish we had to have a camera.
Iamandi Christian, I believe this very well could be a good battlefield weapon, as provided the
I
person
think it
wasn't
still
wearing
would have been
tons
the
of armor.
offhand.
Yeah, tons of armor might negate the effects of that, just like it would for a coupe.
Don't take too long, it may start raining again.
Think about coming across that jaw. Ah! Came a little too high. Dang it.
That was a lot too high. You are aiming
Yeah.
for the jaw.
Oh,
I thought you
still
said
too high.
jaw.
I know. Well, we separated his face nicely a couple of times.
Yeah, but he's already
It's hard to
losing
come
most
at
of his
that
blood.
angle and have the proper energy to
Take his neck out.
be off.
Come on. We ain't got much more
See what
time.
happens on the neck?
Yeah, we ain't got much more time.
Right, it's starting to rain more and more.
And
Can
the
you see this
lighting's gone
properly?
bye-bye.
Ah!
Okay, so it doesn't like the flesh as much as it does the hard top.
We cut all the way to the
the
spine. Check this out. The blood just leaking through is nasty. That is just cut all the way through into the spine slightly. You can see the leak. See the blood? That's
Yeah.
coming out of the spine, not the top. Oh. See if we can decap him with it. It's going to be difficult, but I'm sure it would work.
Maybe. If you pull a Robin Hood, it will.
Ah!
I think his neck was broken from the first hit.
It was broken from the first hit.
Oh, bummer.
That's why we had blood leaking out. And I'm sorry, but that was the decap. The only thing that made the rest of it fall off was the way the bone shard broke, if you want to show that up close. But technically, we didn't cut all the way through from either side, we just cut all the way to the spine. You can see the first cut where it went into the spine. See the cut, the actual cut. See this piece here, if you can see it? And it cut all the way to the spine, but into the spine, and that's where we had blood leaking. This side went all the way in and through the spine. There's a little less mass than the kukri, but I think if you focus your energy properly, it can perform about the same cuts as a kukri, the same size. So, very beautiful blade. We need to test it for thrusting and see if there's any methods you could thrust with it ergonomically or something, or possibly a reverse grip. I could see it being used that way if you were trying to get into somebody's guts or something in battle. But I think this weapon's performed way better than expected. I hope you're happy with it, Iamandi Christian. He was saying he thought that it might be used more ritualistically and maybe possible for a ritual sacrifice or possible like a suicide type weapon. But I'm thinking that it could be used for that, just like a wakizashi, but it could still possibly be used for a really nasty battlefield weapon.
It may have
I would
also
fight
been.
with this right now as
It may have also been in that sort of situation if the person had the or basically was walking dead from a gut wound.
True.
They may have used it to cut their own throats at times too.
I would definitely use this as a fighting dagger. For the cutting ability, it's unmatched. He's got beautiful steel here. That was extremely highly impressive from a blade this size. But anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed our little episode. Sorry about if there's any problems with sound.
Or camera, I missed my
camera,
cameras.
video, lack of cameras. But we do have a very nice camera that we're looking at, that we're getting. We possibly have lapel mics, better sound equipment.
And I'm repairing the
And
main
we're
camera
repairing
as
the
well.
old main
The main
camera,
camera
had a
should
good
be back up
shotgun.
and running on Wednesday or Thursday, and the other ones we're looking at later this week.
True. And like I said, if there's any way you can help us out on Patreon or any type of donations, help us out in any way, we greatly appreciate it at the time because it's costing us quite a bit to replace that and to repair that and to try to get back running properly. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed our little episode, and as always, farewell.